There's no doubt that the Riachuelo River is polluted. Tons of this debris is pulled from the waters every week, and decades of dumping chemical waste have left it dead. There's no oxygen in the water. Few remember the last fish to be caught here.
There was an accumulation of waste in the Riachuelo because people living along the river threw their rubbish in, old cars, fridges, and more. There were more than 60 sunken boats in this part of the river, which have now been removed.
The New York-based Blacksmith Institute says it's one of the 10 most polluted sites in the world. Others include the nuclear-devastated Chernobyl in Ukraine and the oil-contaminated Niger Delta in Nigeria. But that's unfair, say those working to clean it up, that they're making progress.
In some ways, the Riachuelo is a metaphor. It was always chosen by the more humble social groups who had nowhere else to go, Argentines and immigrants, to make a new start. That's a story that will be repeated here.
The Riachuelo runs through the heart of La Boca, one of Buenos Aires' iconic tourist attractions and home to the famous Boca Juniors football club. Decades of dumping waste in the Riachuelo cannot be resolved overnight. Cleaning up these waters is a slow, methodical and often rather smelly process. Argentine politicians have had a long history of making and breaking promises to clean up the Riachuelo. A 2008 Supreme Court ruling ordered previously fractious local authorities to work together.
There's now a national political policy. There's a plan to work towards, and we are working towards it. Slowly, with many problems, but we are getting there. In the past 3 years, we've seen huge advances.
Now residents living in reach of its stench are involved like never before in reclaiming the river. Social groups involved in consultation, cleaning and planning for the future.
Our dream is to have a river that's healthy, that's clean. A productive river that generates income for the community like it did in the last century.
The Riachuelo is still some way from welcoming back its first fish or entertaining bathers. But the dream of restoring it to something like its former glory is very much alive. Daniel Schweimler, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.